a lot of people are actually pressurized to deliver more in
Yes.
less time. So what is the secret behind this? How you can manage all the stress and yet deliver the best?
And you know, what I call that is deliberate practice.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to learn a piece of music, or you're developing yourself as a developer or a project manager or a business analyst or a writer, it requires you to practice. But if you just kind of go through the rote of practicing something and then you get to the point where you don't like practicing, most professionals, they're only on stage performing in front of an audience maybe 5% of the time. 5% of the time. That's it. The rest of the time they are in practice. But what if that 5 minutes there's a problem? It doesn't go as well, or that 5% of the time doesn't go as well. Then you're miserable, especially if you don't enjoy the practice. So the idea that your performance is your practice, your practice is your performance. And so for me, as I was going through getting better, not bitter, you know, I started learning about, first thing I did is I had to go through what's called neurological therapy, because I had to learn how to rewire my brain even more. So I'd go to it was called physical therapy, but it's like the neurological physical therapy. And I would do these little exercises that I'm working with people who have their PhDs in neuroscience, and they would say, hey, you do this cross crawl type of exercise, it's going to rewire your brain while you're doing it. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. So I went and started researching it, and it's based on kinesiology. And as I learned more about kinesiology and the physiology of the body and how the brain gets rewired based on our movements and the words that we say to ourselves,
Yes.
I started learning about brain gyms. I started learning about tapping in the emotional freedom techniques. I learned about qigong. And so I started applying all these things into my life, and I would break up my day to where I'd start off with yoga and meditation. I'd have a few meetings. I would take a break and do like some brain gym exercises. I would do some qigong exercises, and I would mix them into my day. And if I knew that I had other meetings later on based on what I had going on, I would take a 30-minute power nap where I listened to music that was at a delta wave, because it would help me to get my brain right into the deep sleep mode. And I would like knock out for 30 minutes. The alarm wake me up, and I'm ready to go for the rest of the day. And so I had to learn all of these concepts, because what got me to where I wasn't going to move me to where I needed to go. And another thing I learned from my coaches and mentors was, I have to give this to Dr. Paul Shilley, and that was transformational change happens because of transformational learning.
Yeah.
If you want to change the way things are going and you want to see new results in your life, you have to get on a journey of learning and growing.